No, I didn't. Auspex scan out. Crack, crack, and then bam, 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 bam. Let's go. Look at that damage. Don't you say anything, Frank. The Stalker Bolt Rifle is, in my opinion, the most underrated weapon currently in the game, especially when you use it on the tactical. And having used this on the sniper as well, I'm confident in saying that if you haven't given this thing a try yet, folks, please do. The synergy between the DPS and the ammo sustain it offers is incredible, and with the correct perk setup, you can offer yourself and your team the opportunity to continuously apply Auspex scan, and your team can take advantage of that, smashing in 125% increased damage from its application. More on that later. And as if that wasn't already enough, folks, you can use the Stalker Bolt Perks to facilitate a situation in which you have an incredibly vast ammo pool, ensuring that you can take full advantage of the large mag size and ability to spam high damaging headshots very rapidly. Nice. Very nice. And all the while the ammo, watch the ammo, it just comes back again. It's insane. Couple this with a punchy bolt pistol setup to get the most out of gun strikes, and a flexible chainsword setup of your preference, and you can create a tactical build that destroys elite targets with very little effort at all. It does incredibly respectable damage in boss fights. Is it the best? No, I wouldn't say so, but it certainly packs a punch, and if you're combining this with a heavy and or a sniper, you will bring your foe's health bars crashing down very quickly indeed. Look at the damage, man. That's absolutely insane. Combined with the plasma, we have just done so much work to him in one round. That was awesome. The playstyle for this build couldn't be simpler, folks. Click on heads as fast as you can and encourage parries to inflict Auspex scans on targets to make use of the battle focus perk. Prioritize headshots against elite enemies and get efficient at spamming these in rapid succession to inflict incapacitations quickly, and follow these up with kills on Majorus enemies. These kills proc Emperor's Vengeance, which means every time we kill a Majorus enemy, provided 30 seconds has passed, we replenish an entire magazine. In effect, this means that we can essentially have infinite ammo if we play our cards right, and it's also advised that you should be trying to get gun strikes off as often as possible due to the interactions with Relentless Pursuit, which gives us an additional 25% damage for 5 seconds after landing one. Really, really powerful, folks. Auspex scan is obviously the icing on the cake here, folks, for our DPS output. This provides us with a further 125% increased damage every time we either get a scan off or the parry from battle focus, and that sends the damage of the entire squad outfit onto a whole other level of insanity. In terms of the perks, we're going with balanced distribution for the first column. Your primary weapon deals 10% more damage, but your secondary weapon deals 10% less damage. As we are focusing on using the Stalker Bolt Rifle, this is a no-brainer for that 10% flat increase. Moving on to the second column, no surprises here. Gun Strike giving us 25% extra damage for 5 seconds when we take Relentless Pursuit, and of course Emperor's Vengeance for killing a Majorus enemy and getting a primary weapon magazine back for that kill. The cooldown for this is 30 seconds, and this syncs up really nicely with the Stalker Bolt Rifle perk that I'll go over in a moment in the next section. In terms of our team perk, I've gone for aligned aim for a change, to 5% increased damage, just trying to pump the damage numbers up as much as possible to get those incapacitations off as quickly as we can. And into the next column, priority targeting. The Auspex scan lasts an extra 8 seconds from the base of 8, and it ignores Minoris enemies because of that, but that's absolutely fine. We are, of course, then using battle focus. The perfectly timed parry gives us a mark from Auspex scan on the enemy that we parry. Absolutely fantastic, and doesn't use the charge up either. Absolutely goated, folks. And in this column, expert timing. Enemies marked by Auspex scan take an additional 100% damage, but the mark's duration is reduced by 4 seconds. That's totally fine. It opens enough damage. That's totally fine. It opens enough damage window for us anyway. And finally, for the signature, no surprises here. We'll be going for Marked for Death. A headshot will instantly kill a Majorus or Extremist level enemy marked by Auspex scan, and that's on a 2-minute cooldown. In terms of the Stalker Bolt Rifle choices, there are two options here, folks. You can go for Aphelion Liberation. That is the 12 plus firepower one on the top right. It has a smaller mag capacity and ammo reserve, but because of the way this weapon synergizes with our perks in terms of ammo economy, that would be absolutely fine if you're trying to maximize damage. I would advise that if you're still trying to get to grips with using this weapon and getting the accuracy right, there is a little bit of a strange going on with the crosshair. You have to aim below heads to make sure you get those double crosshair markers for the headshots. I would recommend taking Cathalamore Crusade with that 18 mag capacity and that 54 ammo reserve. It's just a lot more forgiving in that department, and I actually swap between the two accordingly. But if you do want to maximize your damage, it's definitely Aphelion Liberation. Am I going to prefer the other one with the lower damage and the higher mag capacity, I wonder? Here he is. No, I'm not. That is sick. And moving into the perk tree, we've got a very simple approach here, folks. We're trying to get as much damage as possible. So, long shot is the first one. Enemies at a distance of more than 20 meters take 10% more damage. You'll see where I'm going here. Next one, when your health is below 30%, you deal 25% more damage. Next one, we're going for Adamantine Grip. That gives us recoil reduction of 25%. Then we switch upwards and take the fast regen HP one, so we can get access to the 10% headshot damage from Headhunter and the further 10% headshot damage from Headhunter. And then we switch back down again, so we get an increase to our ammo reserve with increased capacity. And this is the icing on the cake, folks. This is the perk that you need to be getting to make this build work perfectly, and that is Reloaded Restoration. After reloading, your ammo reserve is restored by 50% of the number of enemies hit. It cannot exceed your maximum ammo capacity. A simple example of this is if you land 16 shots, you get 50% of it back, so that's 8. Quick maths, really simple, and this really adds up when you synchronize this with Emperor's Vengeance, which is giving you a full mag back every single time you kill a Majorus enemy. You will find it very difficult to spend all your ammunition, especially if you've gone for the Stalker Bolt Rifle with the larger mag and ammo reserve. In terms of our bolt pistol choice, we want to go with Aphelion Liberation Beta because it's got the highest firepower output. We won't be using it for anything other than administering gun strikes, so we just want the highest damage output possible there, folks. And in terms of the perks, we're going along the bottom row first. Great Might gives us 10% against Terminus enemies. Then we're going into Retaliation. A perfectly timed dodge will allow you to deal 25% more damage. Great for a gun strike. Followed up by Iron Grip. After a gun strike, recoil is reduced by 35%. Then Divine Might, 10% increased damage. Then Extended Mag for an extended mag. Headhunter for 10% headshot damage. Then Elite Hunter. After killing a Majorus level enemy or higher with a melee weapon, headshots deal 50% more damage for 5 seconds. And then finally, Headhunter for another 10% more headshot damage. Our choice of Chainsword is Aquilian Dedication. The reason being, it's got fencing as its defense. It just makes those timing windows for parries much more forgiving, and that's what you want to be getting off as much as possible. In terms of the perks, I'm going to preface this by saying this is a matter of preference and taste. I personally don't use the Chainsword for much more than parrying and also getting a light heavy combo off in the middle of my rotations just to put some damage out and to get some stuns off. I've just gone straight along the bottom, folks, and I don't put too much weight on this, but it's just because you get increased melee damage followed by heavy attacks restoring 100% more contested health. This applies to the following attacks: Quick Punch, Front Kick, Shoulder Bash, Stomp. All those heavy attacks give us loads more life leech, which is a really nice touch. Then we've got Perpetual Strength. Then we've got Sawblade. The combo length is shortened from 5 to 4. Then we've got Tyrannid Slayer, some more damage against Tyrannid. You could go to the Chaos one if you're fighting Chaos. Then we've got Menorah Slayer, increased damage against Menorah's enemies. Full Throttle lets you change your attack. I very rarely use this. If someone's using it, let me know in the comments if I'm missing a trick somewhere. I feel like it's not really worth it. Extremist Slayer, melee damage against Extremist level enemies increases by 15%. And finally, Kill Streak. After killing 10 enemies in rapid succession with a light combo, you don't lose control upon taking heavy hits. Again, I don't use it that much, folks, in this build, but it's there if you want to try it. If you've got any thoughts about the Chainsword on the tactical, then just sound off in the comments below. If you're looking to try out this incredibly underrated weapon on the Sniper, check out this next video. It's got you covered. Take care of yourselves, keep having fun, come check out a stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.